After going 5-1 last week with the wild card round, this time we're back again to make some picks for the divisional round. And we start off with the games on Saturday, and we start off with the afternoon game between the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos. Now, this is the first Denver Broncos home playoff game in a very, very long time. It is the best chance the Broncos have at going to the Super Bowl ever since they last went to the Super Bowl about 10 years ago. The Bills are coming off a big win over the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. And really, what did we learn about the Bills last week? Not much compared to what we saw all season long. A lot of playing with the Jaguars as the game went on, and coming down to the last couple minutes of the game, that's when the Bills defense took over and won them the game. It was a good game for their defense. They hung on in the end and beating the Jaguars with that interception in the final drive of the game. I feel like we're probably going to see a lot of that here against the Broncos again. Now, the only way I feel like the Bills have a shot at winning this game is if the Broncos offense is bad. Now, like I said, Bo Nix playing in the playoffs here. Who knows what he's going to be like? Is it going to be like Drake May last week against the Chargers, and how he took a little bit before he kind of got going? I'm kind of interested to see how he plays, especially playing against that Buffalo defense as well. But knowing the Broncos defense and how good they have been all season long, I feel like this is going to be a big game for them. If they are on, they're going to be on. And if they are off, the Bills have a big shot winning this game. But to me, I just cannot see the Bills winning this one because of their inconsistency in taking over a game all season long. They have not been able to do that unless it's really kind of against the Jets. But still, they've had trouble this season doing that. I feel like they'll play with the Broncos as the game goes on, but I feel like the Broncos defense will play big for them in this one. I'm taking the home team, the Broncos, to win this divisional game. And then we head on up to the Northwest in Seattle, where the Seahawks are hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Now, if everyone was healthy for this game, this would actually probably be the Sunday at night game. But the 49ers lost George Kittle, which is a big part of their offense. Now, a lot of people who I've kind of spoken to about this game have kind of said to me, I still feel like the 49ers have a chance. You know, you don't know how Sam Darnold is going to perform. You don't know this. You don't really know what's going to happen there. To me, I feel like Sam Darnold's, a veteran of this game. He knows what to expect heading into this one, to be honest with you. And I just feel like, especially with how the Seahawks defense has played all year, I feel like they're going to have a big part in this game, kind of like the Broncos in the Broncos-Bills game. The thing for me about San Fran and why I don't believe they'll win this game is because after George Kittle got injured last week against Philadelphia, their offense was really, really kind of just flat. It didn't really speak out to me. It didn't really say, the 49ers that we saw at the end of that regular season that was just, offense, killer offense. It didn't say that to me. And the Eagles, had their shot. They did blow it. But you know what? I feel like just without George Kittle in that lineup, it's a different offense. Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy are already basically carrying this team on their shoulders. But how much can they really do, especially against a tough defense in the Seahawks? I feel like, it will be a close game. I feel like it will be. But when it comes down to it, it's got to be the Seahawks for me. They're the healthier team. Of course, they also have home field advantage at Lumen Field. And the 49ers, losing a big player like George Kittle, that's going to hurt them a lot. And that is why I think the Seattle Seahawks will advance to the NFC Championship game. And then we head over to Sunday, and we start on the East Coast with the New England Patriots. They are hosting the Houston Texans. A big part of this game that we do not know about yet is Nico Collins. At the time of this recording, we don't know if he's still clear concussion protocol, right? And he was dealing with it bad against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He really was. How much is that going to deter the Houston Texans heading into this game? If he is not able to play, which will be horrible for the Texans, this game for me has to be the Patriots no matter what. If he's able to play, it might be a bit more of a 50-50 in my opinion. I really do believe that. The Patriots, they took a little bit to get going against the Chargers last week, as I call it. I feel like, maybe that was first game jitters for Drake May. Of course, he had a couple of, turnovers on his end. Maybe that gets cleaned up again, this week against the Texans. We'll have to wait and see. But I believe, once again, this will be another very, very close game if everyone's good to go. But if Nico Collins is not, this is a big opportunity for the Patriots offense to get a couple of points right off the bat, get going, get after CJ Stroud as well on defense. If he is able to play, it's going to be very close. But in any case, I still do believe the Patriots are the better team. I believe the Patriots will take down the Texans and head to the AFC game. And then we head to the final game of the week, and it is the Chicago Bears. They are hosting the Los Angeles Rams. This game, I'm surprised how close it actually is. Now, I can understand why. You know, the Rams have been a fantastic team all year. The Bears have been one of the better second half teams all year. And the Bears seem to be that comeback team that no matter how big the deficit, they are able to come back. We saw it last week against the Packers. That was a fantastic game. I feel like, though, this could be kind of like that same story, but I don't think it's going to be the same outcome for the Bears. They had a fantastic season. Ben Johnson has been a fantastic coach. Probably, you know, maybe my coach of the year, just saying, but you know what? He has been fantastic. I feel like, though, the Rams have just been solid. They have been deadly, especially when healthy. They have been a fantastic team. And again, I just feel like going up against this Bears team, I think this is a big game for them, you know, to take over offensively. If they're able to get going offensively and shut down the Bears offense, you know, you just kind of have to shut them down basically in the fourth quarter, or especially in the second half. But if you're able to do that, you're going to win this game, but you got to get out to that lead, and the Rams have more than enough to do that. They definitely do, and that's why I believe the Rams will take down the Bears, because they have fantastic experience. Anyways, guys, those are my selections for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Let me know down below what you think about my picks. If you did like them, or if you didn't, let me know down there. Also, leave a like on the video if you have not yet, and subscribe to the Zucc TV YouTube channel, and make sure to ring that bell to be notified of when I post next, because I'll be doing one for the championship games and as well the Super Bowl coming up in February. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the football this weekend. Peace.